It's The Castle of the Walking Dead with Christopher Lee. 1967 Euro horror thriller directed by Harald Reinl, better known for his Edgar Wallace crimi thrillers and the Carl May Shatterhand westerns with Pierre Brice and Lex Barker, who does star in this one. Originally made under the German title Die Schweinegrube das Pendel, which I think means the snake pit and the pendulum, which roughly describes the torture chamber of Dr. Sadism, which was one of the other titles there with that more sensationalized cover. And it's been one of my favorite movies to collect. I fell in love with it instantly. And missing is a low budget DVD that I just cannot find anywhere. I may have divested of it, but these are my VHS collections, starting with the 1984 pressing by Regal Video. I think the print runs 70 minutes. They're all cut up until Dr. Sadism. All these prints were pretty severely cut. There's your Regal label in the clamshell box with a notice there by National Video. Not sure what it pertains to. Prior rental. Have fun finding it. Clamshell. Release, ribbing. I believe that this kind of ribbing to the cover, it means that the tape had survived, or at least the box had survived a store fire at some point. The tape was dramatically heated and then cooled quickly. It plays fine. All these tapes play back just fine. The next one would be the Castle of the Walking Dead version by Saturn Video. This has a 1985 release date on it. Nice clamshell. Pretty sure that the case is original. Do it. I've had other Saturn tapes and their clamshells had a white inside. It's probably the hardest one of these to find, I think. Not in any hurry to part with it, but the Saturn print ended up with Interglobal Video, and I've got two examples here by Interglobal, both of them with Canadian addresses on the back. Just from the way the box is designed, this looks to be the older of them, but in fact, sorry, I should have done this before I started recording. Nicely intact bottom flaps on the tape. Interesting side-by-side comparison of their the face label on the cassette. The one on the left is somewhat fancier. The one on the right looks like it might be older, but that's definitely an older tape with the printing there on the tape ribbon. And this has an embossed tape ribbon. Although I may have it backwards. Maybe they went from embossed to then printing it so that they wouldn't spend as much money. And again, it shows a tattered 68, 70 minute print with the Saturn Productions logo before it. And I guess that was just the arrangement they worked out. Which would make sense. You know, the logo, Interglobal logo is kind of reminiscent of what the Saturn Productions is. Maybe that was just their Canadian wing. Whoa, that was a nice effect. Magnum Video, Torture Chamber of Dr. Sadism. Finally got the uncut print in rental shops in a clamshell format here. It has a 1986, and they rated it PG, which is interesting. It's uncut. Whoa. matching spine and face labels. And this one has a country of origin stamping for Japan as to where the VHS hub was assembled. And they didn't mess around here at that store. Look at that. $1 charge if tape is not rewound. Wow. Original purchase invoice. And I'm pretty sure it's all nice Magnum bling there on the clam lips. And next up from 1988, this silly little release by what is it, Star Classics EP mode playback. I still love it. I watched it a couple dozen times. I love the box art. Yeah, that's from that's a scene from the movie. The forest there with the hanging corpses. And fairly rare. You don't see that one a lot. You see the Interglobal tapes quite a bit. And you'll see the Regal tapes every once in a while. And the Magnum actually isn't all that rare. It's rare. This is another Magnum VHS here with the slipcase. And this one's still sealed. I've got it wrapped up in an acid-free magazine bag to help preserve the plastic wrap. And I believe we're pulling 1988 out of the Roman numerals there underneath the little flaw. Sorry if my voice is low. So we've got a sealed one. I have no idea, what the tape looks like because it's sealed. This one here is from Australia. PAL format. I think it runs 64 minutes. Box design, 1994. And it's a pretty looking tape in spots. Yeah. I wanted an overseas format release of it. It was the only one I could find. Really chintzy, looking thing. Early 90s. Whatever. Even more disappointing, even earning a bigger disappointment, bigger whatever, is Something Weird Video's Blood Demon tape. Very rare. And they cut like 10 minutes of the film. There's one point where like a whole sequence is gone, and it's like, wait a minute, how did they end up in the carriage? Well, they cut that. So you don't get to see it, but it was difficult tape to track down. At some point I'll let go of it. But there you go. Blood Demon. And I think it's an on-screen VHS title. The way that they did those video overlays back in the day. It's not it's not a film print titled Blood Demon. It's an overlay of some sort. I'll make note if that's not correct. I need to watch it again. And then I've got two versions on DVD. The one I got first, EMS in Germany. Nice restored widescreen print, English language audio option. There are your specifics. And that'll do. I'm pretty sure there's been a Blu-ray of some sort pressed since then, but I don't really have a setup to appreciate Blu-ray quality. And then Retro Media had their little Super Chiller Blood-O-Rama. And I'm glad I dug this up because I can't remember ever seeing Movie House Massacre. But it's got the same torture chamber of Dr. Sadism print on the Magnum tape, so I got a disc of it so that we can just give... At the time, the idea was, well, I want to preserve the tape. And I've since made a recording of my tape. I watch my own recordings of my tapes. Anyway, there we go. The torture chamber of Dr. Sadism, Castle of the Walking Dead, Christopher Lee, Karen Dorr, and Dieter Epler. He's insane with Lex Barker, big Lex Barker. 1967 Euro horror thriller. Check it out. Great movie.